Hello, good afternoon. I'm seeing all of you join in. Hope you're ready. Here we go. The 2020 University of Kent Canterbury campus live tour. Now, yes, it's definitely a first for us here on the University. Oh, hi, Megan. Just
Hello.
joined. So I'll introduce myself to all of you. My name's Akash. I'm a third year law student at the University of Kent here. And today I'm going to be kicking off your live tour of our wonderful Canterbury campus. So here today we've started at the Gulbenkian, which is what I'm outside right now. So to give you a bit more information about the Gulbenkian, it's our sort of creative hub on campus. It's sort of where all the arts are performed and watched here on campus. And as you can see, Megan has now shown a bit of campus to you during our talks. So yeah, with the Gulbenkian, it's comprised of loads of different parts. Right behind me, we have our cafe. So here is a sort of hub for food and drink on campus, student prices. So it's a really nice place to go to in between lectures or evenings, just to chill with friends. Also, I believe they have poetry and comedy nights here. So it's just a really nice, different way to spend your evening and watch some quality entertainment on campus. And also part of the Gulbenkian is our theatre. So we have a working theatre here in our Gulbenkian on Canterbury campus. So this is where a variety of different shows take place. I think we can hear some seagulls in the background. And yeah, a variety of different shows take place. So as I believe, the Kent Dance do their shows and performances here, and that varies from ballet to hip hop and jazz performances. And T24's Drama Society, which I'm part of, does its own shows here. But also a really great aspect of the Gulbenkian is that it's not only students, but it's also open to the public. So we also get public performances and fringe shows, and it's really nice in opening your palette to different shows. And also in the Gulbenkian is the cinema. So I think it's a really interesting aspect of our university that we have a cinema. Here, actually, opposite me, we have some posters here of the different films that are shown in the Gulbenkian, and it ranges from independent movies to mainstream movies and even National Theatre live screenings. So we definitely have a different palette of films to watch in our cinema on campus, and it's really accessible having a cinema on campus. And lastly, part of the Gulbenkian, we have the Coiler Ferguson Music Hall. So this is very much the music part of our university. And here we have a hall with an 80-piece orchestra. So for those interested in music, it's something you can go and watch and even participate in. And also the university's choir perform here, which is open to students and public. And a little fun fact, Orlando Bloom is actually a known donor of the Coiler Ferguson because his mum is from Kent and she's actually part of the choir that takes place at the university. So yeah, a little bit of trivia for you. But if we move on, I will take you across campus a little bit. And as you can see here, we have the Registry building. Now, to give you a bit of information about the Registry building, it's sort of the hub for all student inquiries. An actual fun fact that I had with the Registry office, I forgot my uni Kent ID card, or I lost my Kent 1 card, and the Registry was kind enough to look after it during summer and give it back to me. So it's really nice to have that sort of building and institution here. And on my right here, you can see we have the Rutherford College. And the Rutherford College is actually one of the oldest buildings here on campus. And it's home to School of English, History and Politics. And it's sort of a large complex, which is comprised of lectures, lecture theatres, seminar rooms, and also it has a really beautiful dining hall that I hope you can see one day. And it has beautiful tapestry work and a really nice view of Canterbury Cathedral. But as we move on from here, we also have Cornwallis, which is this sort of large complex building here next to me. So the Cornwallis building is sort of the home to different courses here at Kent. So Cornwallis is home to the School of Computing. Subjects to go into these buildings. In this Cornwallis Oxford building. But yeah, sorry, I'm not sure if there's any technical difficulties here. And ranging forward here, if you see this building here, this is Darwin College. Now, Darwin College is a college that is comprised of loads of different sort of aspects of the university. It's accommodation, it has lecture theatres, seminar rooms, but also really interesting facts about Darwin College is that it has its own bar on campus. So with every college on campus, in the ones that you live in, or near to, each one has its own bar or social area. So the bar in Darwin is called Origins, and it's a really nice social area to hang out in because it has the quality of an actual restaurant. So it feels like you're out in town, but in reality you're on university property. And yeah, it's a lovely bar. It's got a pool table, drink service, even karaoke nights on Saturday, which I may have partaked in. So yeah, it's a really fun sort of atmosphere to be in, and it's really nice that all the different parts of the university colleges have its own sort of social hubs, and I'll touch on a bit more about those later. But to show the last part of my second part of my location is here. If you can see, this complex here is Tyler Court. It's actually Tyler Court A. So Tyler Court is also accommodation here on Canterbury campus. So accommodation here at Kent ranges from self-catered to park-catered. So I believe Tyler Court is self-catered, and it's comprised of 3 different courts. And for more information, we do have one of our student ambassadors in the live chat. So please direct any questions you have to her. But also on our website, if you type in University of Kent accommodation, you can actually see some virtual tours of the accommodation, some 360-degree angles of them. And it's something I actually did before coronavirus happened. I actually did virtual tours of accommodation because something that's good about it is that you get unlimited time to watch them. And to conclude the last part of my location, we have Wolf Lecture Theatre here and Wolf College. So Wolf Lecture Theatre is actually where I had most of my lectures in my first and second year. And as you can see, it's quite big, and it housed around 400 of us law students in our first and second years. So it's really big lecture theatre. It's a great space to learn in and to listen in, and it's a really nice area to have on university. But as I walk to my next location, I will hand you over to Megan.
Yes, hi everyone. So my name's Megan. I'm a third-year student here studying Italian and Hispanic studies. I'm going to show you the next leg of our journey so far. So as you can see at the moment, I'm showing you the view from the hill, on top of the hill of Canterbury. You can see Canterbury Cathedral in the distance. One of the great things that we get to do at the end of our degree is graduate in the cathedral, and that's something I'm really looking forward to. If I swivel you guys around this way, Gulbenkian Library on campus. This is one of the biggest buildings. Which are available. You book a room there. There's also and it's amazing thing to have a part-time job. If you're looking for something like that, you can look for a part-time job there. There's a few lecture theatres inside and some seminar rooms. There's also, it's divided into 3 sections. So you have social study, quiet study, and also silent study. There's specialist academic librarians inside. They can help you with anything you might have if you don't know where a book is or a journal, anything like that. This space here, especially in the summer, is vibrant with loads of students having picnics. It's a really fabulous green space to be. This is the law building. So inside there is a mock courtroom where you can practice trials. It's a really modern building.
It also has a law clinic, sorry to interject, Megan, with the Wicked Law building. For anyone interested in law, it actually has its own law clinic that operates on campus here. So it's actually filled with solicitors around Canterbury, and it's a really great way for law students to gain work experience and for members of Canterbury to voice their legal issues to students that are interested in law. Back over to you, Megan.
Thank you. So this is the Ellie extension. This is also part of the law school. It's got seminar rooms inside and the main reception. Some more green space here. So this building right in front of me here is the Marlowe building. This is the School of Architecture and also the home to anthropology and conservation. And it's got a cafe inside called Create, which does lovely hot chocolate. I really like it. So now we're coming up to the University Nursing Services, which I will show you, which is just on the right hand side. So in the distance, you can see a white building. So the University Nursing Services is a 24/7 nurse available during term time. It's a drop-in service. There's also an out-of-hours mental health practitioner who works there 4 days a week from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's also a drop-in service. Right next to it is campus security. So they're here 24/7, 365 days a year. They offer a walk-in taxi service, so if you feel uncomfortable walking back at night, they can walk with you to your accommodation. They also have a Safe Zone app, which is a free app that you can download. It provides instant access to emergency, first aid, or campus security. It's really good. I've used it before and they're with you really quickly. Right next to that is the Student Learning Advisory Service. So they offer specialist academic support, study support. They can't write your essay for you, but they can help you. You can book one-to-one appointments with them. They also have a maths and stats clinic, which is really useful. They also do study skills workshops, things like how to write a good essay, how to reference, which I've used in the past, and I've found it very helpful. They're really lovely inside. So right here, this is Elliott College. So this is mainly accommodation. There's some seminar rooms inside as well. It's a park-catered shared facility, bathroom facility accommodation inside. So right here, over here in the distance, is Beckett Court. This is also an accommodation. It's accessible, so they have accessible rooms. It's also a park-catered accommodation, so it has kitchenettes inside. Okay. So now we're walking to the plaza area. So we have a little Cafe Nero, which has a little secret underground place to sit as well, which is really cool. I've sat in there many times. It's a great place to study as well. We have Thai cuisine and street kitchen food. They're here all year round. They sell some lovely food. Here is the university bookshop. So this is where you can get your books. They offer a price match guarantee. So if you see a book cheaper elsewhere on a site, they will match that price for you, which is really good. They also take in second-hand books. So ATM machine, there are a few ATM machines around campus, which is really useful as well. So here is the co-op. This is a really lovely thing to have on campus, very useful. The student union run it so you can have a job there as well if you want to apply. It's really handy for getting groceries, little study essentials, things like that. So to the right here is the German building. This is the school. And if we come down the next part of the plaza, have it's not open, but hopefully it can open again in the near future. It's also had things inside like poster sales, which have been really cool. Upstairs, if you're interested in volunteering, you can volunteer with Inquire, which is the newspaper. There's also KTV, so if you're interested in presenting, you can get involved there. And there's also KFM, the radio. Here is the Kent Union Students' Centre, the Mandela. Kent Union is a registered charity with welfare issue reputable landlords if you do want to live off campus in your subsequent years. Job Shop is also located in there. Before COVID, they were offering face-to-face appointments. At the moment, they're online, but they're really helpful. I've used them in the past to find part-time work. They're really lovely in there. And then the final thing that I want to show you on this leg of the tour is Keynes bus stop. So there are bus stops all around the campus, which is very useful. But Keynes is one of the main ones where you can get, so we have the Uni 1 and the Uni 2 bus, which go just to the campus and then to town. That takes about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the traffic. There you can also get the number 4 bus and the Triangle bus, which go to Whitstable. So if you want to go to the seaside, it's a really lovely place to go. You can also walk to town if you're interested. It takes about 20-25 minutes, which is a really lovely walk, especially when the weather is lovely. There's also a free shuttle bus, which goes between the Medway campus and the Canterbury campus. So it's free for the Uni of Kent students. So if you have lessons at Medway or lessons at Canterbury, or you live nearby, you can get the free shuttle bus, which is really helpful. It takes about 40 minutes to an hour to get there. So for Uni of Kent students, one perk that we get, which is really lovely, is if you use the bus regularly, if you want to, you can get a student bus pass, which you can end up saving money. Or if you would like to, you can get single or return tickets. So yeah, I will pass you back to Cash, who will show you the next leg of the tour, and I will see you guys in a bit.
Cheers for that, Megan. Just to let everyone know, we have one of our student ambassadors in the comment section. So if anyone has any specific questions about what we've talked to, or about what we have talked to about today, then please direct those questions in the chat. But to start off this second location, actually I'm going to reintroduce myself to anyone that's joined a bit later. My name's Akash. Nice to meet you. I'm a third year law student at the University of Kent. And as part of this second location tour, I am outside Keynes College. So Keynes College it's based around the School of Psychology. It's one of their main sort of hubs for study, but it's not open to other students because I've had my own lessons in Keynes College as well. So like many of the buildings on campus, it's a large complex full of lecture theatres, seminar rooms. There's also accommodation as part of Keynes College, which I'll get onto later. But a really interesting sort of feature about Keynes College is the bar that they have as well. So K-Bar is something in Keynes College, which is a really nice sort of social area on campus. And it's different from the other bars on campus in the sense that every sort of social area that is part of each different college on campus has its own distinctive mark in it, which is something that's really nice to have because you have different sort of vibes there and you can have sort of different nights and different places on campus. So K-Bar is definitely something which is ranges from that, and it's a really rustic vibe and it has its own pool table like Origins. And also in Keynes, we also have study rooms, which is a really nice part because obviously, as Megan showed you, we have the library, which is where a lot of the study mainly happens on campus. But also in Keynes, as a college, it has its own study rooms. So this is something which is really good for students because you can then have your own sort of study space, which is less cramped than the other ones, and which is sort of directed at where you're living if you decide to live on accommodation in first year. And also another really interesting part about Keynes College is that it's home to a restaurant called Dolce Vita. And this is open to the public, to students, and it's a really good place to grab a bite to eat on campus. But also, an interesting part of Dolce Vita is that it's the main source of food for those students that have the part catered packages on campus. So if you lived in part catered accommodation on campus, which I believe is certain areas in Keynes College and also Elliot Beckett College, you can have some of your meals cooked for you, which you pay for. And Dolce Vita is one of those restaurants which service and provide that for students. And I really think it ranges from Italian food to different cuisines, and it's really tasty. So yeah, if I then take you into the second leg of the tour, as you can see here, we have these different buildings here in Keynes College, which is comprised of both learning facilities but also teaching facilities. And on my right, if you can see here, this sort of orangey building, these are the accommodation I was talking about in Keynes. So here on the left, we have Keynes Flats. So Keynes Flats is accommodation, self-catered here at the University of Kent. And it ranges from, I believe, a flat of up to 9 people, but you will have to check or ask in the chat for more specific details and check the website for that. But it's a very nice sort of living area with its own kitchen and living space and rooms. And Keynes Flats, I believe, are one of the parts of accommodation which have en-suites. And here we can see this, which is actually a house, believe it or not. It's Keynes Houses. And in Keynes Houses, you will have different floors of different rooms and students. And it's similar to the flats in the sense of this entire building, this block here, will just be for one house of students, as opposed to the flats where you have different students who have their own floor. It's the entire building. Into the campus. I will actually show you the these guys. The Wi-Fi has managed to keep the Turing. Some of you may have seen the Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch. It's based around the man who broke Enigma and effectively was a driving force in winning the Second World War. So, I'll just show you here. This is Turing College. This is just sort of, I'm not sure if it's a bit too sunny to see. As you can see on your left here, we have the flats, which is the same sort of architecture as Keynes, and also the houses down here, which houses different households of either 9 to 12 people. And also, Turing College has its own social hub. So the social hub in Turing College is Hub 8, and Hub 8 is named after one of the hubs in Registry, where the Enigma code was broken. And Turing College is down on the hill, so they've actually managed to keep some of the sort of green numbers to have. see in front, we actually have difficulties. Obviously, being outside is not the best internet connection. But I don't know which one you must be, but I just passed the medical centre, which has its GP related issues to go to, which is really handy to have on campus, and also a pharmacy for students to access. So it's really handy having that being easily accessed on campus because you're here for around 3 years of study, so it's good to have these services near you. I am now actually outside the sports centre, and I will quickly talk where we have our gym and our sport areas. So one of the is a really state-of-the-art area on campus and really nice facilities here. So we have a bike rack here for students to cycle to come to, and a fun fact about our gym is that if you do decide to come here and you live on campus, you actually get a free membership by living on campus to the gym. And that was something that was really fought for by the Kent Union last year, so I'd like to applaud them for that. And I believe it's really important having a gym easily accessed on campus because it's a great place to go to get some downtime from your studies, but also get some productive sessions going on, physically looking after yourself because that affects your mentality as well. And the gym sports centre is comprised of a gym with a fitness suite upstairs with cardio machines, The gym downstairs with more weights orientated. We also have an Olympic replica of the pits, which is based around leg workouts that Olympians used. So it's really nice to have those facilities here. And also in the gym, we have fitness classes that happen here. So these range from yoga to Zumba, circuit training, which is one that I did in my first and second year. And that takes place in the sports hall. And the sports centre has 3 different sports halls, which range from to play games like basketball, tennis, squash, gymnastics orientated. So there really is a range of different sports to occur here on campus, and it ranges from whatever interests or past interests you have. And that's something I really like about the University of Kent, because it allows you to start these sports new, and you learn new skills that you didn't think you ever would. But just to finish my location, I'm going to show you around these science buildings outside here. So we have here the Stacey building here, which is physics-based, and next to it with biochemistry here. And we will, of course, here. We have the Jennison building, which is based around electronic engineering and digital art. So it was really nice to have a range of different courses going on here at Kent. And it's nice that all the science buildings are sort of groups near each other for ease of access on campus. And it's close to the gym. And in Parkwood, there's another co-op for food for students and accommodation there, which Megan will show you later. And just to really wrap up my tour here, we have on my left Kent Medway Medical School, which is a newly opened medical school here on campus, which I shall show you. And that is a unionship between the Kent and Medway School here, training the next generation of doctors working in the hospitality industries and the doctor industries. And it's really nice to have seen this building come to life, because I remember when they were building it, and it's nice to see this area has been used productively and created new buildings and courses for students to learn. But that wraps up my tour. So Megan, if you would like to take over, I'll see you in a bit.
Sure, okay, so hi everyone, it's me again, Megan. For anyone who joined late, welcome. My name is Megan, and I'll be showing you around Parkwood. So, I'm currently outside Woodies and the Kent Union Student Hub of Parkwood. So, Woodies is a restaurant and bar, which is also run by the Union, which sells lovely, delicious food. I've had a katsu curry before and it was amazing in there. You can also get a job in there if you're interested. Also, there's some study hubs upstairs, which is 24/7 with card access, your ID card. So each accommodation hub has its own study hub. So if you don't want to go to the library and you want to study a bit closer, you can at times. So it also has a co-op inside as well, which is really good because Parkwood is a bit further from the central campus. So it has its own little co-op inside as well. There's also Amazon lockers based around campus, which are really good. So if you want to order any parcels, you can get them delivered there. Campus security also have a hub in Parkwood, just because it's a bit further from the main campus, and then they're easily accessible if you need them. So what I'm showing you now are some of the houses that we have in Parkwood. So houses are self-catered accommodation. You share between 5 or 6 people in a house. There's shared bathrooms. But these are all self-catered. So Parkwood reception here. So if you have any issues or you get any parcel sent, you can get a parcel sent to your accommodation reception. So for Parkwood, it would be here. And so all you have to do to collect your parcel, they'll email you when it arrives, and then you just bring your ID card. As you can see, the bus comes down here as well, which is really, really handy. So there is the bus stop for Parkwood just up there. So these are all houses. So a bit further up, we also have in Parkwood Flats. So Kemsdale Court specifically is easily accessible rooms in there. In Parkwood, they are self-catered as well. They have en suites inside. So the flats are just ahead of me. So they're in the big building right in front of me. So we're going past the bus stop here. So buses run normally to a very late until 3 a.m. and then they
come every
really,
hour.
yeah.
Past a certain time, buses come out every, so 24/7, but they come at specific times.
They're very frequent as well during the day, which is really handy. So this building right in front of me, these are some of the Parkwood flats. As you can see, the building is a bit taller. Okay. So now I'm going to take you through here, and so we can see the sports pavilion and sports fields. So the sports pavilion is an extension of Kent Sport, which is on the main campus, the sports centre. It's recently been rebuilt. It was finished just before term started this year. It's got new indoor tennis courts. Outside, we have a rugby pitch, football pitch. There's also AstroTurf as well. So one thing you can get into if you're into your sports is we have an annual competition with Christchurch University, which is always very exciting. So,
Varsity.
yes. So this is the sports field where you can play rugby, football, and then just behind that, where the football goals are, you can see the AstroTurf. So up here as well, you can also hire bikes. There's some really great tracks. You can get to Whitstable or through Blean Woods, which is close by. So this green and white building I'm going to show you is the new pavilion where the indoor tennis courts are. All of the people who work at Kent Sport, they're always really lovely, and they'll help you with anything sports related. So these are some more houses.
In my room.
I really like the greenery in Parkwood. I used to live at Parkwood, in my second year, and I just loved how open it was and how much greenery there was. It was just quite peaceful and relaxing, especially if you want to go for walks. Yeah, so this is the Kent Sport Pavilion building. Sure.
Yeah, there's also the economics building, which I missed, Kennedy. And this is newly built, and it's actually in Parkwood. And it's really nice to see such a modern building in a sort of greenery, foresty area, because it shows sort of that ecological balance of buildings and the university. And for those interested in studying economics, this is where the majority of your course will take place. And has 2 floors, loads of computer rooms and learning spaces. So yeah, it's a really nice area for learning. Back to you, Megan.
Thank you. So we're almost at the end of this tour today. I'd like to thank everyone for coming. It's been really lovely to have you with us. If you have any questions, just feel free to pop them in the chat. And there's an ambassador here with us today who can answer them for you. If you have any other inquiries that we can't help you with today, feel free to go onto the website.
Thank you, guys. I think Megan may just have some technical difficulties here, but I hope you enjoyed the tour today. I hope we showed you the best parts of Kent in this new format. And again, please direct some questions and check our website for further information. But that's it for today. So we will see if we had a good tour.